Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff. I was just doing seeing if you guys could read lips at the beginning of this video here. Hope everyone's doing well. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Thank you, Search. Appreciate you. I don't know why my board was muted, but anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Mic check, mic check. Can y'all hear me now? Let me see in the chat here. Technical difficulties. Actually, idiotic difficulties to start this stream, but hope y'all having a good Thursday leading up into the holiday season here, the weekend before Christmas. So appreciate you guys tuning in a little later than usual tonight. Got home a little late, caught the end of the Laker game, and now I'm here to talk some Dodger baseball. So appreciate you, Search, again. And the Nolan Arenado situation is getting kind of a little bit more interesting here by the day. I'm not convinced that this deal is going to happen. I'm not convinced that he will be a Dodger, but it's out there enough. It's out there enough. And it's kind of like where there's smoke, there's fire situation. And we got to talk about the fit. Even if, this is something that the Dodgers are interested in, obviously Nolan is interested in this. Where does he play on this team? Where does he play on the Dodgers? Obviously he's a third baseman. You got Muncy. Muncy's, 34 years old, pushing 270. Do you want him covering second base without all those shifts he was able to do there before? Do you platoon Muncy, against left and right-handed pitchers like you do with Lux? Do you only have him face the righties? There's a lot of things you got to decide and break down here when it comes to the Max Muncy situation. And I don't think you platoon a Nolan Arenado with Muncy at third base. You got Miggy who can play third, second, and shortstop. If you bring Kike back, he can do it. Obviously, I know he's not the most popular, but Chris Taylor can do it as well. Edmund can play second and shortstop. So when it comes down to that, the more you hear about Arenado, it's just all about where do you put him? Where do you put him? And I think the most interesting part of it is that when Devin Williams came out and said that he thought he was going to the Dodgers, and if he thought he was going to the Dodgers, there's a lot of people believe that Gavin Lux was potentially a centerpiece of that deal. So if the Dodgers were willing to move Gavin Lux for Williams, that opens up a spot at second base. Early in the offseason, I thought maybe they would open up that spot and put Mookie there. Now they're saying Mookie's going to short, right? So I don't know. I don't know if Max Muncy's the guy we want playing second base for the majority of a baseball season. So that remains to be seen. But the Nolan Arenado rumor is not dying. And the report is that he's waiting for the Dodgers to basically flat out say no. That hasn't happened yet. They basically have not shut it down. And until they shut it down, it seems like Nolan Arenado, as long as he's got control over where he goes to an extent, he's going to block trades to the teams that he can block trades to. And he just did that to the Houston Astros, the Trastros. He blocked a trade there. So very interesting that he did that. Looks like he's going to try to shut down anything until he's convinced that the Dodgers are going to shut down his opportunity to come home, play for his childhood team, the Dodgers. And this is exactly what he's hoping for. I don't necessarily know if the Dodgers have that same type of hope. They've wanted him in the past. Has that ship sailed? And what we've broken down before is the CT3 salary dump, right? And I keep coming back to the fact that if you do move CT3 in a deal for Arenado, $8 million difference in money. We've talked about this a number of times on the show. $8 million difference. You probably can get St. Louis to eat up some of that salary, especially if that's a team he'll approve to go to. Now, there's other teams he can't block, but he can make the trade difficult by insisting he really doesn't want to play there, right? So if he makes things a little difficult for St. Louis in these trade talks, and they've allowed him to go seek his own trade, and if he's shutting down trades out there and have his agent talk to these teams and basically say, look, he doesn't want to go there, I don't know. I don't know if a team is going to move for him when they don't know if he really wants to be there or not, and how much is St. Louis going to eat that cost if they have other options, right? So if St. Louis feels like it's Dodgers and that's it, no one else is really going to offer much for him, do they and are they willing to eat a chunk of that salary from Arenado to send him to the Dodgers? So that remains to be what the interesting point here is. So like I said, CT3 is owed about $13 million. Now you're going to get Arenado at at 21. And basically, that's an $8 million difference. And if they agree to pay at least half of that, then you get him for about $4 million, maybe less, right? Maybe they don't. I'm just throwing out a situation here. If you get Arenado on your team for $4 million, now granted, that's just this year. Doesn't mean that the following year, they still got to pay him for 2 more years. There are deferrals there. But maybe the Dodgers just move him again after that. Who knows? Maybe he comes in and he has a really good year here. But I think if you plug Nolan Arenado, a motivated Nolan Arenado on this team into this lineup, I think you're going to see a totally different player that we saw the last year in St. Louis. Now, I wouldn't give up a lot for him. I wouldn't be making a move for him if he was making $35 million a year. I wouldn't do any of that. He's not a savior. He's not a guy that's going to come in and he's going to be one of our best players. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you can get a guy like Arenado who's looking to go somewhere to win, looking to come home, wants to be a Dodger, you can get him at a cost that is not that bad because the Taylor money, deferrals, plus what St. Louis would kick in. I think the Dodgers would have to absolutely consider that. I think they'd have to consider that. So I don't believe they'd be paying his full salary next year. I think St. Louis will eat some of that. So you got to ask yourself that question. You're not getting the Arenado at $21 million because you're sending out the money in CT3 plus whatever you may send out with him. And then you're getting St. Louis to eat some of that contract for the 2025 season. And like I said, the next 2 years are not that terrible. And there's deferrals there. So you have to consider that if you're the Dodgers. That's all I'm saying. And I think they're going to consider it. I don't know if they make a deal. I guess it really comes down to, I think the Dodgers would be in a holding pattern to where they're like, okay, what are we doing with Lux? If they're all set with Gavin Lux at second base, they're not doing that because Muncy's going to stay at third. I don't envision a platoon situation where Muncy and Nolan Arenado split third base. I don't see it. Like I said, you still got Kike, you still got Miggy, you got guys who can fill that role. So, like I said, possible, likely, I don't know. I really don't know, but it's out there enough. He really, really wants to be here. The Dodgers know that. Everyone in baseball knows that. So the Dodgers, if they have any interest in him, would not have to pay too much to get him as far as trade value wise. And like I said, if St. Louis is willing to eat some of that salary, then we might have something to talk to. My biggest thing is, where do you play him? Like, is he insurance? Is he on your bench like CT3? Like, look, Arenado, you really want to come here that bad? You want a platoon? I don't think he wants a platoon, but if there's an injury, someone goes down, that's an extra piece there. And you have to ask yourself here, if someone goes down, would you rather have Arenado at this point of his career or CT3 at his point of his career on the bench? Now, granted, CT3 can play multiple positions defensively, way more utility, but you got Edman, probably going to have Kike. You've got Miggy, you can play multiple infield spots. Technically, Muncy can play left field, second, and third, technically, right? So Mookie can play second, short, and right field, right? So you got a lot of guys who are flexible here. Do you really have to keep Taylor because of that? Now, I don't necessarily love Muncy at second. Not at this stage of his career, not at his age, not at his weight, not without the shift. I don't love that. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the Dodgers' train of thought is. I can say what I like and what I think is right, but these guys know way more than me. These guys know their team more. They know their strategy. Obviously, they've got their plan. I just don't know if the Dodgers would go in to a full season comfortable with Max Muncy being a starting second baseman, even if they're thinking about platooning him only against right-handed pitching, because his splits are starting to really tail off there against left-handed pitching. But even with that, I don't know if he's a guy that they really want to spend a lot of time at second base for an extended period of the season. So there's that, right? Freddie Freeman getting up there in age again. Maybe he gets some games and days off. Muncy and Arenado could both play first. Arenado has said he's willing to play first. Muncy can play first. So maybe they're thinking along the lines of, look, this is insurance for Muncy. This is insurance for Freddie. Could be something that if one of those guys go down, we have him and we can just plug him in. Or maybe both those guys go down at different stretches of the season. Maybe Muncy, goes out for an extended period of time. Freddie goes out for an extended period of time. And you have Arenado who can play those corners in both of those situations. So I think because of that, you have to weigh that. If it's under those type of circumstances and it's not about having Arenado as your everyday third baseman and Muncy as your everyday second baseman, then I'm really not against it. If it's there for insurance, play some third, play some first, and fill in with injuries, depth. I don't hate it, especially with the situation of moving CT3's money, getting Nolan in, having St. Louis pay some of that salary. I don't think it's that bad for the Dodgers in that light. But again, if it's Nolan at third, Muncy at second for the majority of the season, I don't love that. I don't love that at all. So appreciate y'all tuning in, man, here on a Thursday night. I am Empire Jeff. This is EmpireJeffTV. If you guys have not done so already, please drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so already. We talk MLB, NBA, the Dodgers, and the Lakers here. Predominantly the Dodgers the last couple months. We're getting back into basketball soon. But heavy baseball talk. If you guys didn't check out the video we did last night, the show we did last night with Jeff Spiegel of Dodger Blue. Great show last night. Make sure to check it out. Touched on the Teoscar Hernandez situation, Tanner Scott, Roki Sasaki, and more. Go and check out that video. Last night's video, myself and Jeff Spiegel of Dodger Blue. Great show last night. And also, never too late to get your last minute shopping done. Get your MLB, NBA, and NFL gear and more. Make sure to use our link to get special discounts, and your purchase also helps support the channel. When you shop Fanatics through our link, we've partnered with Fanatics. So when you shop through them via us, they take care of us via our partnership, and we greatly appreciate it. You can also become a member on the channel for less than the cost of lunch. You can become a member for an entire month. Got different levels of membership there. Member-only streams, member-only live streams. Great way to help support the channel. Can also tap that Cash App, $ Empire Jeff, to help support the channel. But this Nolan Arenado situation, guys, it's really not going away. It's really not going away anytime soon. So on that note, let's go and get to some of your chats here. Let's see. We got Ray. What's going on? Roy. I said Ray. Wow. What's going on, Roy? Appreciate you for tuning in, brother. Hope you are doing well. Search, Mr. Search and Destroy. Salute to you, brother. I see you hooked me up and let me know there was no sound early in the stream. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you as always, brother. You too, MP. No sound. Appreciate you. Craig, what's going on, sir? Hope you're doing well. Theron, what's going on, bro? Can't hear you. Got it. I know, guys. I came in. I don't know what happened. The mute button on my mixer was pushed. So I did sound check. Everything sounded good. Stream came up. So, man. Cool. Let's see what we got here. I'll go down. MP says Arenado third base, Muncy second base. And that, that's, we talked about that throughout this stream here and in previous streams. Just not something I love long term. Do you guys, are there a lot of you guys here in the chat that really would have confidence? And I'm not, thinking I'm not saying my opinion or my view, and this is law, like I'm right. That's just my opinion. I'm curious to see what you guys think, because I'm hearing enough people say, no, Muncy at second. Like they're saying it with conviction. I don't know if I've got conviction in that. So I'm curious to see what you guys are saying. CT3 can get traded. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Aaron, what's going on, Aaron? Wow. Late night EJ. Yeah. Got home a little late tonight, man. The wife had to do a little bit, some late Christmas shopping here, and it's a zoo out there, man. We took Lucky to Target tonight, and my guy is oh man, he's a whole handful, hanging out the window on the way back, just ears flapping in the wind. Oh my God, this guy's living the life right now. But got in some late Christmas shopping tonight. Still got a little bit more to do. So it was out there. It was nice. It wasn't cold today. It was like 80 degrees in LA, man. It was beautiful. It was like 59, 60 degreys like a few days ago. It's been the 80s the last couple of days. It was nice tonight. So let's get out the house, man. It was nice. I said good evening, lads. What do we got here? Let's see. Yep, facts. What's up? Don't care. So what up, Jeff? Still no tail before Christmas. I'm not convinced with that. Maybe I honestly just don't know when it's going to happen at this point. I still think it's going to happen. I still think that this story ends on a high note with Teo back in LA and repeating, right? I still believe he comes back. I still believe this happens. They're waiting it out. There's some things where the Dodgers probably want him to take a little bit more deferred money than he wants. He probably wants them to back off a little deferred money. And I think they're going to figure it out. They're going to figure it out. We touched on this last night on last night's show. I think they're definitely going to figure it out, but it's just going to take, they're just working through it. And I think when Teoscar I think one of two things needs to happen. Teoscar needs to come to the realization that he's really not going to consider another team. And then he just comes back, all right, let's just do this. Or the Dodgers have to come to a realization that he may go to another team. And they're like, look, let's just get this done. Whoever kind of blinks on that first is going to win this, right? And the Dodgers may pay more than they want. Teo may take a little less than he wants. But at the end of the day, they both want the same result, which is Teo back on the Dodgers. The Dodgers organization wants that. The Dodger teammates want that. And obviously, Dodger Nation and all the Dodger fans out there want that. So having said that, I think it's, fairly obvious where everyone wants this to land. Now it's just a matter of them going out there and everybody involved getting together and kind of landing this plane in a jointed effort here. But it's going to take them to all come together here and get going there, man. Arenado AAV would be between 14 and 16 mil. And that's kind of my point about it, is it's really not that bad when you think about it like that, right? And like I said, if you're coming off of CT3's money, and I keep coming back to this, if St. Louis is willing to pay a decent chunk of that salary for next year, the Dodgers have nothing to lose. 1 second, guys. Took it off mute this time. You know what? Maybe that's what I did. Maybe I grabbed a drink of water earlier and didn't turn it back on. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Also, search and destroy. Very, very much. Merry Christmas to all your guys' families, man. He would be cheaper than Conforto. That's true, too. He would be cheaper than Conforto. Now, Conforto's on a 1-year deal, right? 17 mil, 1-year deal. But Arenado's got a couple more years on it. But again, if he comes in and has a strong year, and that's what we got to talk about. Like, we really have to think about this. Like, Nolan Arenado coming in motivated, plugged into this lineup. Like, I could see him having a pretty good year. I could see a resurgence. I could see him come back to life here. I could see way more of a 2022 Arenado than a 23 or 24. I know he's older. I know a lot of people have given up on him. A lot of guys that you plug into this lineup here may not be the same guys elsewhere, but they get here, they get into this culture, they play with these superstars, and things just change. So when that happens, you think of a guy like Arenado who's got a good glove, who potentially could have a good bat here. And that's why I say I think they got to consider it. What's going on? Hepatitis, see you later. Muncy can't be a second baseman. Guy is damn near 300 pounds. He has worked hard to become a league average defender at third base. Muncy earned that spot. Yeah, that's fair. And I agree. But hepatitis, the picture I'm painting is it may not be in lieu of Muncy is kind of what I'm saying. Like, if you had Arenado as insurance for both Freddie and Muncy. Muncy missed like 3 months last year. There's no guarantee that he won't be out again. Freddie as well. Freddie's a year older. Muncy a year older. Both had rough seasons physically last year. Having Arenado there as your guy to fill in for those guys when they're out, as opposed to CT3, hepatitis, you wouldn't consider that? Like, you really wouldn't want that to happen? So I think that's something that has to absolutely be considered and thought about, is all I'm saying. If you get him, that is. It's not like Muncy needs a full season. He's always injured now. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying too. Yeah, Mr. Classic, what's up, my guy? Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Either way, I trust his front office. Yep, that's my point as well. That's my point. Dodger Boy 12. What's going on, Dodger Boy? If Dodgers get Nolan, what could the Dodgers trade away? Well, it would probably be something combination like CT3, maybe some minor leaguer. I don't believe they would offer Gavin Lux in that trade. I wouldn't do that. But if you're taking on Nolan Arenado because St. Louis wants to shed salary and CT3 is an expiring contract, maybe they can flip him somewhere else, right? And if they're willing to pay a chunk of that Arenado salary coming back, then to me, it's a no-brainer for the Dodgers. You get him and you figure out everything later, because at this stage of his career, he's probably still a better player than CT3 at the plate anyway, when he gets into this lineup, I believe. But I don't think it would be too difficult for the Dodgers to get him. I really don't. Figuring out what to do with him, I think, is the bigger problem. But like I said, Muncy's not going to play a full season. Freddie's probably not going to play a full season. And then there's days off too. So I think Nolan can find a way to get some innings in. I really think he could. Now, like I said, I'm not in love with him as an everyday third, with Muncy as an everyday second, but we'll see what that lines up to be. If the Cards are willing to take CT3 for Arenado, I'll do that in a heartbeat. And that's all I'm saying. It's not like I'm saying, hey, trade Lux or trade a really key piece here to get him. It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you can get him for CT3's money and they're willing to send some money this way, you got to consider that. You just do. I like that blue light in the background. Hey, appreciate you. Yeah, you know what? I've got all these lights. Like I can change this light to any color I pretty much want here. When it's Lakers, it can go purple. Just trying different things. Once I started going on camera, for the first good chunk of my show, I was like a radio show, right? It was just my avatar, my logo on the screen. I wasn't really on camera as much. I've got no problem being on camera. I just was always doing other things while I was doing the show. But now, focused on camera. I'm like, what else, can we do? Take advantage of the lights, maybe a green screen eventually. I've got stuff. I've got a bunch of equipment, a bunch of different stuff. I've got some like Dodger lights and wall stuff I got to put on the walls, some other lights to put back there. I've got the stuff. If I want to be on camera, I need to do a little better than this background of that sad, bright white light I had like going, right? So appreciate you. When I do Lakers, the lights will be purple, so we'll switch it up. But I kind of like it too. It's kind of a cool little calm vibe here while we talking sports. So appreciate you. Roy says, I'd rather see Arenado at third base and Kike at second, Muncy in trade or off the bench. I wouldn't want to trade Muncy just because of his need in the clubhouse and how valuable he is and the chemistry. But I love what he said. It goes, look, I don't care where I'm at or how often I play. I just want to be here. I love that. And I want a guy like that on this team. But like I said, Arenado for insurance, I'm totally with it. Use the link once more for last minute gifts this week, Jeff. Thanks again for all the streams. Hey, Aaron, appreciate you, man. That link is a winner, man. So many people have been using it in the last 7 to 10 days. So appreciate y'all. Really, really do. Arenado now only costs 3 years, 40 to 45 million. Yep. And if, again, St. Louis is willing to kick in on that, then that's only makes that deal better. Only makes the deal better. And that's exactly what we are hoping for. And that's exactly what we want to see. So I think they could do something that gets it done. I really think they could. And I don't think it's anything that will set the Dodgers back in any type of way. I just don't believe it will. Appreciate you, Search. Muncy third base, Arenado shortstop, Mookie second base. I don't think Arenado can play short at this point. He hasn't played. I don't know. I think the shortstop is going to be Mookie. It's going to be Edman, or it's going to be Miggy, right? I think there's times where Mookie will play second or Mookie will play the outfield, and but he wants to really get in enough games at shortstop to qualify, to be an everyday shortstop in the Major League Baseball. Hepatitis says, if it's Grove, Taylor, was what I say for am I reading them wrong? For Arenado, and the Cardinals eat 90% of the contract to the point where the Dodgers are only paying $5 million for 2025, 2026 of Arenado's contract. They have to eat 90%. 90%. I don't think they do that. There's no sense in them trading him to shed payroll if they're going to eat 90% of the money. But I think I butchered that name. Like I said, but there's no sense in them doing that if they're trying to shed salary. Muncy injured, then Arenado at third base. Exactly. Shoot, I went to a mall yesterday. Exit lanes were clogged. Man, so I passed by 2 malls on my way home on the freeway, and my God, man, it's crazy out there. It's crazy out there. Like I told, we were gonna go to a Target in another area. I'm like, no, that's right by the mall. Let's just go to a Target, like a standalone Target. It's by itself. And even that place was like, yo, it's nuts out there. It's cool though. It's holiday spirit. People are out. It's kind of cool to see it. But man, I just hate being stuck in a car. Like I just hate that. Dodger Boy says, do you think we get Anthony Santander if we don't get Teo? So we touched on that a lot in yesterday's show, and I think there's a chance. He's 2 years younger. He's very similar to Teo, a little bit more pop, a little bit more power, doesn't strike out as much. Probably wants a 4 or 5 year deal in the 80 to 100, early young 100 range. Don't know if the Dodgers will do that. They got Pages, they got rushing. They could trade for a guy like Suzuki. They got other avenues they could take than a Santander. But if his market drops, and he's willing to take maybe a 2-3 year deal and potentially, switch hitting guy, had a really good year last year, plug him into this lineup like they did Teo, and who knows what happens, right? But I think there's a chance. I don't know if that's their plan B. I don't know if that's their backup. directly, but we know that they've talked, and we know that there's been reports of the Dodgers being a team to watch in the Anthony Santander sweepstakes. That's the only way I would be fine with it if the Cardinals take back bums like Taylor, Grome, and eat 90% of the contract. 90% is a big ask. Mookie is the key. Where he plays will determine other players' positions and if they get traded. This is true. Teo is ours. MLB uploaded a cool highlight video of his earlier this week. Yeah, I still believe, like I said, I still think that's the way this goes. That's just my personal opinion, but we'll wait and see on it. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you guys have not done so already, and please subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so already. Appreciate everyone over on Twitter X right now. 75 people rocking over there as well. I thank you. Drop a like on the post, repost the post. You are appreciated. I still don't think Arenado is going to bounce back, though. He's cooked. I mean, maybe not. Sometimes a player gets put into a system where he just gets reinvigorated, right? Renewed interest. He's hungry again. And I think the excitement, extremely motivated, coming home to play for the Dodgers, playing for this team in that lineup. Maybe you're right. But I think there's enough of a chance that could wake him up. I do believe that. I'm still so happy he won the home run derby this year too. First Doyer ever. Facts. Arenado is dying to be a Dodger. Yeah, I love the fact that he turned on that trade to the trash trolls. I wish he would have just came out and said it. Like, I'm not going to those cheaters. I'm a Dodger fan. You took away. I just want him to say that. If he said that, the Dodgers got to go get him at that point. They have to. Arenado was begging you guys to love him. Yeah, look, I think he's like, look, let me go prove myself. Let me come in here and prove myself. I'll do what I got to do. And, there's a lot of guys who probably want to be part of this team. There's a lot of guys who want to be part of winning. There's a lot of guys who want to be part of this golden era of Dodger baseball. It's not just Nolan Arenado, and that's what you got to consider, as the Dodgers also have other options here. The Dodgers also have other people that would be lining up to come play for this team, with this team. And the Dodgers know this. A lot of people in Major League Baseball know this. And because of that, the Dodgers don't have to necessarily settle on Arenado, right? They don't have to. There might be other things working here that we don't even, matter of fact, I know there are things that is not even out there that still could happen. Arenado would be nasty in our lineup. I think there's a chance he'd have a new life. What's going on, Neil? Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Aaron says Freddie is in his mid-30s now, something to consider. And that's what I was saying earlier. You got to consider injuries to Muncy, injuries to Freddie, off days, things of this nature, man. I get it, but $15 million for a backup, though. If they eat 90% of that contract and it's $5 million, that I wouldn't have an issue from him being a bench insurance guy. I hear you. I just don't think it just makes sense for St. Louis to dump salary and still pay 90%. You get what I mean? But I totally get where you're coming from, bro. Totally. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. And look, I'm not even saying I want this to happen, hepatitis. I'm just saying it's out there. There's enough smoke. That's all I'm saying. I'm just talking about it because it's out there. If I had to vote for it right now, it'd probably be against it. Just because I wonder where he's going to play, if he's going to play enough, right? And I think he's coming wanting to play enough. So unless there's a deal out there, we know Lux is going somewhere, and you can get someone to legitimately play second. That's not Muncy. And Muncy goes to the bench, then maybe that's something we talk about. I don't know. There's no real need. Get the Dodgers bobbleheads in the background. Yeah. I'm working on. I'm gonna put some back over here. I got a bunch of stuff. I got the championship rings, the bobbleheads. I got obviously a ton of hats. Jerseys and frames. I got a bunch of stuff I can put. I may have to reshape to get a bigger wall behind me to get more space to put things instead of this like corner behind me. Which basically just is a reflection of my sliding closet glass door to my bookcase that's over here. You know what I mean? So, gonna work on that. I want to have a goal that by next season to have this background be something better. Started like being on camera with the lights, just changing it up a little bit here. Muncy only $12 million. Halsey. Okay, that's us. I was like, wait, am I tripping? Mark Davis Hooker. What's going on, man? I said I would love Arenado. And again, I don't mind the idea of Arenado. I just don't know where he's going to play and if he's okay with not playing every day. That's what I'm saying. There's too many there's a lot of things that could potentially go wrong, and there's things that can go right. I think it comes down to the Dodgers if they trust Muncy and Freddie to stay healthy for an entire season. Santander wants $100 million. He does. He wants. Doesn't mean he's going to get it. That his market seems to be drying up a little bit. I think we're going to get Santander in a good deal and test Teo. Like I said, his market seems to be drying up a little bit. We'll eventually end up getting both. We're not going to get both because we just signed Conforto, but that'd be nuts. Halsey too, yeah. Halsey is something that they've said they're not going to, but we'll see. And Newbar, but they're looking to shed salary and get out of Arenado. But I don't know if those other guys will be in play. Now the Dodgers say, look, we'll give a prospect here. We'll throw in a Lux. We'll take Arenado. You give us Halsey, and then there's maybe something to talk about there. Maybe there's something to talk about there. He does definitely want to be a Dodger, definitely. I think Arenado will give us a legitimate third baseman. I think think Muncy, when healthy, has been solid. He had a bad World Series, but he had a lot of good moments to help us get there too. I think people forget that. And can fill in when Muncy gets hurt. He will resurrect his career. I think it's possible. Astros. Muncy has said it multiple times in foul territory that he has not fully recovered from his injury. What makes us think he's going to be okay when the season starts? That's fair, MP. That's what I'm saying. After winning a title, you need some hunger. Yep. Even Matt Kemp in 2018, when he was resurrected the previous year in 2017, he had good underlying metrics. I'm trying to find good Arenado metrics, but it's all dookie. That is another fair point. Yeah. And when we were playing the Cardinals, I was looking at him as an automatic out. Like, I was like surprised when he got a hit against us. Maybe I'm being a little naive and thinking that he's just going to flip a switch, which I don't think it'll be flipping a switch. I just think his offseason regimen will be different. I think spring training will be different. I think everything about it will be different. And again, plugging someone into this lineup covers up a lot of their imperfections. It really does. Heard Hassan Kim is back in the picture. Maybe get him for the cheap and put Mookie at second. Keep Muncy at third. Trade Lux and Taylor prospects for Arenado or Lewis Roberts. Yeah, the Hassan Kim thing it keeps coming back too. I was kind of decided between a video between this and that. But his name keeps coming up as well. It does. And if they can get him kind of on the cheap, on the low, I don't necessarily know if I trust the Dodgers flat out saying that Mookie is 100% our shortstop. I don't know if I trust that. That could be gamesmanship. That could be that's where they are now, because they told us he was going to second. Then it was infield, basically not committing to a position. Then it was shortstop. So are the Dodgers playing games, or is that just the role that Mookie thinks he's going to fill right now? But look, I'm willing to play second if something else comes up, right? So I don't know exactly where they stand on it, and I don't know how much I actually trust them to stand by that. JD and Teo did good in this lineup. Arenado would too. Arenado would be amazing in this lineup. Yeah, St. Louis wants to dump his salary badly. Both Arenado and Cardinals are trying their hardest to dump into LA, knowing he can eat the money if they really wanted. I love collecting Dodger baseball cards. Yeah, so we Dodger. I got. There was a Dodger event earlier in the week, and they were giving out the Freddie Freeman home run cards. I got one, and I'll show you. I got it in the other room. I'll show it on the next stream, and it's already up to like $90, like on Amazon, the card. So it's like, man, nice little come up there. Some interesting takeaways from that too. Interesting takeaways. And I could tell you. Yeah, I could tell you. There are more than a few Dodger players that believe that, honestly, really do believe that Teo will be back. Like that, his teammates are believing that he's going to be back. Home run or not, Arenado still hits 272. If St. Louis wants us to eat that contract, they better sweeten the pot, though, with Newtbar or Helsley. Wouldn't be bad. Would love to have Newtbar as well. Lakers Dodgers for life. What's going on, my brother? Hope you're doing well. What's up, Jeff? I say no to Arenado. I don't want JT part 2, but if we can include Taylor, then I would do it. That's look, like, and that's what I keep saying. Like, it's not like I'm saying give up a key piece, give up a key prospect, give up any capital like that. I'm saying if you can flip Taylor for Arenado, get St. Louis to pay some of that salary. To me, I don't see that as bad, right? I don't see that as bad. Like, I'm not saying trade Lux for him. I'm not saying trade Pages for him. I'm not saying trade anything of true value. I'm saying if you can get him for what is almost equivalent to baseball free, like it really isn't going to cost you much of value, then I think you have to consider it and probably go down the path of maybe getting it done. Anything outside of that, then probably not. Probably not. So I'm with you on that. I love Muncy, but he does get hurt. He does. Heard Cardinals want Miller. Please take him. He's trash. I forgot how to pitch. See, I heard that too. And I think, like I said, if they expand the deal, or something else out there, my thing with Miller is this: is like with Walker Buehler, like with a lot of guys, the Dodgers don't seem to give up on guys when they're down like that, especially guys they had really high hopes for. They don't seem to really give up on them that quickly like that. And it paid off with Walker Buehler. It's paid off with other guys. I don't know if they're going to throw him away like this. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do that. We'll have to wait and see, but I still think that they may look to hold on to him for a little bit. Bobby Miller's downfall needs to be studied. It's just been a mental case of late, man. Mental case. Watch Arenado come out and say he's open to being a left field in a desperate attempt to be in LA, especially with Taylor's uncertainty. Well, Conforto's going to play left. Taylor's going to play right if he comes back. I got a big Dodger baseball card album, some cards from the 50s and 60s. Oh, man, that's incredible. That's what's up. At least Arenado wants to be a Dodger. Those are the players we want, not the ones who are skeptical about signing and or just care about the money, Teo. I hear you. I don't think Teo only cares about the money. I don't think he only cares about the money. I think if Teo thinks it's a fair deal, he probably goes with it. I don't think it's just about the money for him. But I think, a lot of people have been bringing up the fact that he's trying to get to his 10-year mark, to the coverages and things that come along with that. That is fair. I understand that, but you can get to that 10-year mark by getting a 3-year deal and maybe not getting as much money as you want. And maybe he goes down that path. One second. Maybe there's a path that they can sort that out. And I used to have a really, really huge collection. And unfortunately, house got broken into and lost a lot of it, man. So I had a pretty badass collection myself. Well, skip there. At least Taylor, the contract is done after this year. Arenado would be a 2-year financial commitment at around $15 million, even with him eating half. Yeah, that's it right there. That's the thing. That's the thing you have to absolutely think about. You cannot compare Arenado with CT3. No, you can't, but that's a fair point when you're talking about the money. CT3 money is finally coming off the books, and you can potentially flip him for a contract that's similar in negative value. I get why there's pause. Like, I totally understand it. I get why some people are worried about it, don't want it. Completely understand all of that. I truly do. I truly do. I heard Bobby Miller dating his girlfriend and her cheating on him, and he taking her back really affected his focus on pitching. Dan Inspiration, what's going on, Dan? I don't know. Something definitely happened. I heard that also his girlfriend just messed him up. Yeah, so man. That would suck. I really don't want Mookie at short. Don't need him going down during the season again to injury because of the position is not forte. We need him healthy this season. Keep Tommy or Miggy at short, if not for Kim. Yeah, I've never loved the idea of Mookie at short. I don't know if I'm buying that, to be honest with you guys. Some guys should stay single. Both CT3 and Miller became trans once they got a girlfriend. Just saying. I think CT3 was more just age, right? And just kind of fell off a cliff there. I don't think it had anything to do with the woman, though. Let's see. You said, what's up, Joe? Dodger fans still whining about who they aren't signing. I wouldn't say whining. The topic is today about Arenado and CT3. Dodgers going to need all the coins available for Murakami or Tucker next offseason. That's why Taylor contract is better. Oh man, Tucker. Y'all really think that the Dodgers are going to go out there and spend big money on Tucker? Yeah, y'all think so? Murakami maybe, but Tucker, I don't know. If a grown ass man let a chick mess up his game, peace out. This is true. No wonder Bobby Miller was mentally gone. Yeah, he's just been a head case. Like he's been a certified mental head case for sure, and just kind of fell off there and just was not the same guy. Oh, and Joe, I'm not big on the video game circus at all. I'm kind of clueless to it, honestly. But I heard your game came out, man. So salute to you, man. Congrats. Yeah, I think it's called Corrupt, right? Again, I am take everything you guys think I know about sports, flip it to games or gaming or anything like that. It's the total opposite side of the spectrum. I know nothing about it. Like I'm nowhere near that industry or field. But Joe's a friend of mine and he released a game. So congrats to him. Make sure y'all congrat Joseph Soro there. And go, if you're a gamer, go support and pick that up. And Joe, I'll see if I can get some. I got some people in the streaming community that do, even though I don't know anything about games, I know people that love them and stream them live. Maybe we can help you, get that out there with some of them too as well. So congrats to Joe. Make sure y'all congrats, Joe. Get the game and support our guy over there, man. Make sure to support him, not only the game, but support them over at Lakers Fast Break as well. Don't worry, you don't need to know the video game world, but you will know soon enough what we are doing. Gotcha. Arenado's agent is the same as Glasnow, Yamamoto, and Sasaki. Hope him and the Dodgers can make this trade happen. That's a good point. That is a good point. It's a good point. Slept on point. Thanks, Jeff. We would appreciate that. Yeah, definitely. You know, I got you. Like I said, I don't. I'm not much help when it comes to breaking down video games or stuff like that. But I'm one hell of a networker, so I can we can make something happen. If Cardinals want Dustin May and CT3, I'd pull the trigger to get Nolan Arenado. I would not move Dustin May yet. I'm telling you right now. I understand, and like I said, the Dodgers have a history of staying with guys and waiting with them and not bailing on them. Dustin May still has absolute filthy stuff. You don't want to go through all this, have him be out all this time, then send him somewhere else and let the other team benefit, from what he can bring to the table. You have to be sure. So if I'm the Dodgers, I don't give up on Dustin May yet. I just I don't do it. I wouldn't do it if I were him. But I understand it's frustrating. I understand all the injuries. I understand the concerns. I understand all of that. Reliability. I understand all of it. But I think the Dodgers are going to give him one last good look. And the things that have happened with Dustin May have happened with Walker Buehler, have happened with many pitchers in baseball. This is not necessarily abnormal, right? So I think the Dodgers know that, and I think they're going to give him a chance there. Dustin May pitches 2 games and takes the year off. Neil says, Jeff, fun questions. Who's our ace now? To start the season, I'm going to say Snell, Glasnow. Man, Yamamoto's going to ascend to ace level maybe as early as this year. I mean, Shohei, who knows how he comes back from this surgery? Does he take it to a next level? If they get Roki, does this guy come in and just dominate out the gate? I don't think so, right? So I'd go Snell, Glasnow, then Yamamoto. Ohtani 4. Couple of different guys option at 5. Then we got a 6 too, right? So, but I go Snell. MP says Snell. I agree. Buy Dustin May a steak dinner, and then you open up a spot. Snellzilla is a workhorse. He is, man. He is. Ace by committee. Yeah. Burnes gonna be our ace. Oh man. I don't see a world where we get Corbin Burnes now, but I could tell you this. I could without a shadow of a doubt tell you this. And I heard this from multiple people, how badly Corbin Burnes wanted to be a Dodger, how badly he really wanted to be a Dodger. And the thing is, if Corbin Burnes was a lefty, he might have been already. But the Dodgers really prioritized the lefty and really weren't looking to go the 7-year route, weren't really looking to go north of 200 route. Max Fried got way more money than anyone thought he would. The Dodgers realized early that was not going to be a path they were going down. But Corbin Burnes, very interested in the Dodgers. I still think there's a strong best possibility he ends up on the Giants. Blue Jays, I guess, technically maybe, but I don't think so. Baltimore, I heard that the door's not closed at him going back there. I don't think the Mets get crazy with him. So a rumor came out that he's willing to go short year, high AAV, and get back out there again. Kind of like the Bauer deal, right? I've heard that, mentioned in the chat the last night or two. I don't know if I'm buying that. I don't know. So I'd be shocked if Burnes at this point became a Dodger. But I can tell you, he really, 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 really wanted to be a Dodger. Really wanted to be a Dodger. And just didn't happen. Jeff, do you see Friedman swooping in on Burnes if his market collapses? Rosenthal said he might do a short-term high AAV. Music to Friedman's here. Yeah, I just touched on that. I think if that's real, the Dodgers might check in. But again, I would still be surprised. Appreciate that, Neil. With a short-term deal for Burnes, what do you think he would command? 3 years, $110 million? I would say 3 years, 105. $35 million a year, 3 years. Are there deferrals in there? What's that signing bonus like? I don't know. I don't know if he does that. When that came out, so sorry, I'm all over the place. When that came out, immediately you think of the Dodgers, right? Because that's like signaling to them. But the Dodgers have to already know that he'd be willing to take that deal. If it's out there publicly, then they know it. So is this that the Dodgers know that and they passed on it, and now the agent is trying to get the Dodger faithful to press on that, which I don't think the Dodgers care much about. But signaling that was interesting. That's in the Dodgers lane. That's right in their wheelhouse. That's right down the plate for them. Interesting that came out, because maybe the Dodgers passed on that. So I don't know, but it's an interesting leak there, and we'll see what happens with that. Snell was the most talented pitcher on the market, arguably the best. This I agree with, and he was the lefty. I can see that happening. Agreed. Glad they got Snell. Yep. Does the Snell deal look even better now after the winter meetings? It absolutely does. It absolutely does. When they got that deal, what I was hearing, because I was talking about the Snell deal for a while. The Dodgers have been working on the Snell deal for a while. They worked on trying to get him before the Giants did. They tried to trade for him when they got him now. So, Snell probably wanted more bigger picture, but that signing bonus was so massive that he's like, yeah, I'll just give me that now. Give me that now. Burnes goes to SF. I think so too. I think that's where he ends up. If I had to guess, I think that's where he ends up. We really need another pitcher. Still not very confident that Glasnow is going to be available when the season starts. Everything they said is that he'll be available, but yeah, we're going to need depth in the pitching department for sure. Mr. Classic said Giants are stuck with Boris. Special Burnes might not be a Giant. It's fair. If we are healthy in the playoffs, who's going to beat Ohtani, Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow? I think combined they would give up less than 10 runs. Yeah. Elder, what's good, my boy? What's going on, my guy? My brother, Elder Rufus, man. Appreciate you, man. Miss talking hoops with you, brother. I'll be back talking hoops soon. NBA's driving me nuts. It's annoying. I've been living on a baseball cloud nine for the last handful of months. Pretty much been on a strictly diet of baseball from a content creation standpoint. But I will be back doing baseball soon, and cannot wait to talk to you about it. I hope you and the family are doing well. And I miss talking hoops with you, brother. Can't wait to talk to you soon. Appreciate you as always for checking in, my guy. Hot take. Let's see here. When it's all said and done, Yamamoto's career will be greater than Sasaki's when it's all said and done. Don't at me, bro. That's very possible. Very possible. Yamamoto's incredible. He's gonna be incredible. I don't necessarily know if that's a hot take. I think I might be right there with you. Max Fried pitched a contact pitcher, got more than Snell. Yeah, exactly. Why can't Ohtani move to the outfield? He has the arm to do it. You know what? I spoke on that. I said, don't be surprised if at some point when he's like, okay, maybe I'm getting to the point where he gives up pitching, or maybe he's going to try it. Shohei may be like, look, MVPs, 50 bases. I think he wants to win a Cy Young or be up for one. And then maybe go out there and play the outfield for a year or two. I'm not convinced that won't happen. I've had these conversations with people. I've absolutely had these conversations with people. And it's possible, to be honest with you, because he may be like, look, everyone said he didn't play the field. He wasn't out there playing the field, right? Like, bro, I'm a two-way player. I pitch and I hit bombs, right? I'm an MVP, multiple-time MVP, World Series champion. But let me take that argument off the board. I think that's something that could actually happen. Hepatitis said, yeah, SF probably gives Burnes the years. He probably wants the latest swoop in, but ultimately take the years. Yep. Or it could be Lincoln. That's what I'm saying. It's very interesting that report came out. That may be linking the Dodgers to it. Hopefully that San Francisco overpays, right? It would make sense. Who does that leak benefit? That leak benefits Burnes if he's negotiating a longer term deal with another team to scare him off. You know, the Dodgers. Logan Webb's like, bro, we didn't keep Snell. Go get this guy, right? Come on, my guys. Go get this guy, right? We brought in Adames. We kept Chapman. All right. Go get me this guy. Do it. Lakers been looking rough. Yeah, they won 3 in a row. That game's, tonight. They beat Sacramento again tonight. But I'll be back soon with basketball, y'all. I'll be back soon. I'm coming. It's coming soon. Yes, sir. We blessed, and I can't wait. Yeah, happy to hear that, brother. Happy to hear that, man. Really, really miss talking hoops with you. Can't wait to get back. Can't wait. City of LA needed the Dodgers World Series, makes the Lakers more tolerable. Yeah, I'm starting to lose my voice. What is going on here? Reports saying Scott Boras is giving the Giants a hard time for Burnes. Well, Boras is always giving people a hard time. That's his job. That's his job. Laker Dodgers for life said, been collecting cards for years. Best cards I have: Kobe, LeBron, Ohtani, A-Rod, Griffey Jr., De La Cruz rookie cards, all graded mint condition. What's your best card, Jeff? I don't have much. I don't really have any left because, like I said, once I got all mine stolen, I kind of gave up on doing it. But I had a lot, man. I like this was circa late 90s, right? I had a bunch of Kobe rookies, man. A bunch of Kobe rookies. Had some early Jordan, Magic Johnsons, Kareem's. Like I had a lot of good stuff, man, and it all got stolen, man. And it still makes me mad to this day. Never really got back into the game after that. I had a ton of CDs and a ton of cards, and both got jacked. And still heartbreaking over that, man. Still heartbreaking over that. I think if Ohtani wanted, he could play any position. Catcher would be hardest, but I think he can do it. Yeah, like I think outfield to first base is something I could definitely see him trying to do. Just to take that argument off the table. Ohtani going to go for the outfield whenever he starts pitching. Yeah, I'm telling y'all. If Dodgers don't get Tanner Scott, who else can they get? I mean, they don't like to pay for relievers. They have in the past. They just gave Trinan some pretty decent money. They paid Kenley. They don't like to do it, but they didn't necessarily pay for players in general. Like, they let Seager walk. They let Trey Turner walk. They didn't really seriously go after Judge or Bryce Harper. It's not that they don't pay those guys. They just wait for their guys, right? And if Tanner Scott is their guy, like Mookie was, like Freddie was, like Ohtani was, like these guys, if those guys are their guy, then they'll pay them. But if it's not their guy, they're not going to pay them. Let me mind my business. If anybody can come back from TJ, it's Ohtani. He'll be lights out back on the bump in no time. I think so, man. I think so. I still think it's ridiculous that Mookie is going to play shortstop. He's doing it for personal achievements, and Dodgers are just entertaining it when he belongs in right field. Sorry, not sorry. I'm sorry. I'm still not convinced that's going to happen. We'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. I had 1,000 baseball cards, bro. My house burned down, so I gave up. Oh, man. Dan Inspiration. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I didn't have 1,000. I had a lot. I had a lot. I don't know the exact number, but when they got stolen, yeah, it was pretty brutal. It was pretty brutal. I'm definitely sorry to hear that, man. I'm happy you're okay and your family's okay, but I'm sorry that happened to you guys, man. They pay the right guy. That's my point. Don't care. They pay the right guys. They pay their guys. They go after their guys. Clemente card. Wow. Was that Girish? Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Otani can play outfield. He has played in Japan. Not sure on the games count. Still think longevity is sacrificed for two-way play. Baseball will never appreciate as it looks for numbers and longevity. Yeah. I'm convinced that he's going to play a position at some point. I'm telling you, just to take that argument off the board. Another outfielder that I would like is Castellanos. Phillies might be trading him. But I don't think they would trade him to the Dodgers. A competitor like that, but not in their division, not in the East. So maybe, but I don't know if they'll go if they'll actually go down that route. But appreciate y'all, man. Make sure to drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Check out the membership program as well as our links in the chat from Fanatics and others. Got a bunch of links in the descriptions for businesses I'm affiliated with. I have just added another one. Just added another affiliate. Can't wait to announce it. It's a good one. I think it's something you guys will like to partake in. I'm pretty picky with companies that I do affiliates with. And I think you guys are going to like this next one. Have yet to announce it. But it's coming soon. And I think you guys are going to like it. May do some giveaways on this one. Kind of working that out with them. But in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the night. Tired here. Voice starting to give out here a little bit. And got some things coming up here, man. My birthday on Saturday, man. So, might not do a show tomorrow as I ring that in. It might be a hot mess tomorrow or Saturday out there celebrating with my wife and the family, my friends. So appreciate you, the Flaco, for subscribing. Thank you for that. Greatly, greatly appreciate you. But yeah, so with the birthday around the corner and Christmas around the corner, New Year's around the corner, I'm going to do my best to try to stay steady and consistent, but probably won't be every night. Might pull up here and do kind of like a Friends Miss thing, bring some people up on a panel, have a couple of drinks, talk some sports, and see how we do, man. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thanks to the new subscribers. Thank you for everyone that dropped a like on the video. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate you. And make sure to subscribe to the channel, man. And shout out to all y'all for hanging out. And thank you, Neil. Appreciate you. And appreciate you guys as always. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you here with me. I will always and forever appreciate that. Have a good rest of your night. Have a safe Friday. If I don't talk to you guys in the next couple of days, when I crawl out of my whatever hole I fall into after I drink myself to oblivion, I'll tap in with you guys, make a little buzz and just do a live stream from the phone. So again, y'all be safe. Love y'all. Go Dodgers. And talk to you guys soon. I'm out here. Peace. Search, you're the best in the business, brother. Love you. Thank you for all your support and help. I got you, Aaron. I got you.